Hello everybody, Average Gamer here, and welcome to another episode of Supreme Ruler Ultimate / Great War as the German Empire. So in the last episode, we got rid of Luxembourg. We removed them from the map. The major powers, France, England, and Russia, didn't really do anything. We have non-aggression pacts with them. At this current moment, the political sphere is as follows. The French are not impressed with us. They do not like the fact that we just went in and took Luxembourg without a fight. Luxembourg basically just surrendered to us. They also don't like the fact that we just basically walked into a neighboring country and just basically said, this is now mine, against what we said before. With that in mind, the British don't care. They're too busy fighting their wars. And the Russians are a little nervous about the fact that Germany is becoming this big centralized power that they really didn't want to support in the first place, didn't really want to get involved with in the first place. And actually, we have fought already with them once. So it concerns them. They're not happy. They're not happy with the fact that we are going to be the country that's pretty much going to dictate the terms of these wars coming out, especially when we get involved with Belgium. They already know that we're going to be advancing. Well, they know we're going after Belgium. England knows it. France knows it. A lot of these nations around, even Italy, they know we're going after Belgium next. A lot of these nations know that we have been deploying troops, if you guys haven't noticed yet, along the Belgian-Congo border. And we plan on 100% taking a minimum of the Belgian-Congo. We've openly declared what we're going to do to the powers that be, and we're pretty much going to do what we want. The U.S. is not happy with us. They're not impressed, but at the same time, they know there's not much they can do. We're pretty much on our own at this point. But at the same time, most of these nations know that Germany is going to be able to dictate to the world its terms, and the world is pretty much going to do what it says to a point, and they know if they don't, then we're possibly going to have that next big world war. Germany's already declared that it wants the Belgian Congo. It does not want Belgium. So we've already dictated the terms to Belgium that they must give us the Belgian Congo, or release the Belgian Congo into independence, upon which case Germany will take possession militarily or democratically, most likely militarily, on the Belgian Congo. And Belgium said no. So because of that, Germany has already advised that they will be taking military action as of this moment. Midnight, September 3rd, 1916, Germany declares war on Belgium, which strains the relationship between England, Germany, Russia, and France, but also causes the UK to either renege or agree to the declaration of mutual defense with Belgium. And here we go. So far, the forces in the northern parts of France that we were expecting haven't shown up yet. But the northern parts of Belgium, sorry, haven't shown up yet. We do have engagements. I believe those are, yep. So Interesting. Don't seem to be having any... Oh, here we go. Artillery is moving up. So we are not in good terms with France. Britain is now nervous, and so is the Russian Empire. The US is gravely unimpressed. US, though, still offering us trade arrangements. We're also going to be supporting the current government in the United States. We're going to support the government in France. England and Russia. Now, one of the reasons why these countries are going to allow us to dictate our terms is actually very simple. We're propping them up. We are actually giving them money every month equal to or greater than what they're actually bringing in financially. We're giving most of these countries at least $1 million, if I'm not mistaken. If I go to my thing here, yeah. So we're actually supplying, oh, actually, never mind, we're actually not supplying that much money. There we go. 6.6 thousand, we're actually offering $6,000 to 4 different nations. So if you divide that up, right, that's almost $2,000 a nation, or $1,500, $1,500, wow, a nation. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, well, that's pretty not that much. That's not much, like, at all. No, it's not at this time of the year. It is nowadays when you look at the fact that Russia has only $3.4 million available, and we're actually giving them a nice chunk of their probably their income. They're short on rubber, they're short on timber, they're short on petroleum. Coal is good. Obviously uranium is not bad. Electric power, they're good. Consumer goods, they're low. Industrial goods, they're low. Military goods, they're meh. So we're pretty much propping up some of these governments, and we're supporting them so that they're actually a lot better, which means they're not going to take that much action against us. We're now deploying our bombers as well. And I don't think Belgium even has an air force at this point. I mean, we're going to lose a couple of these things, so... Oh, looks like we just lost one, which is no big deal. Okay. Next phase of our ground assaults. So we have lost a few, which is no big deal. I wonder if it's the Dutch that have actually shot these guys down. This is a very interesting mechanic that they're doing there. Okay, so it definitely looks like we're going to be good to go. Like I said, the plan is to, we're going to liberate Belgium after the fact. We are going to release it. Like, our plan is not to hold Belgium. Our plan is actually for the Belgian Congo, which is obviously, like I mentioned, down here. Which, as you can see, our supplies are already pushing pretty deep in, actually. So these two forces are actually going to move towards this town. These three are actually going to move towards this town. And this one is going to move north to this one. No, and that town's already surrendered. Okay, that was actually really fast. So these guys are actually going to push up to this one. Belgian Congo is actually kind of falling faster than I thought it would. So once again, we want the areas with rubber, which are pretty deep in the country. And there's no infrastructure until this area here, and even then it's just one little rail line, and then one road here, so lots of fighting in Europe. Actually surprised that the lack of defense is being put up by the Belgians. I think our bombing really did some damage to them, and they really also don't have much of a military in the first place. So I think a lack of actual fighting at the beginning there did cause the major thing. If you can hear it breathing in the background, that's the dog. Lay down. We're doing pretty good, actually. I'm actually impressed with how good we're doing. I don't want to get too overly excited with our advancing. Just in case all of a sudden the British show up and the French send troops to Belgium. So obviously, from the sounds of it, the British have let the Belgians go. Units are heading out. Oh, I thought I had some artillery over here. 4, 5, 6, 7. So now if you notice, we're actually kind of piggybacking our infantry now. Now that we're at the river here. Up the speed a little bit. Now, theoretically, I'm actually happy with pretty much this border right here. Is this an abandoned town? Nope, still a village. It's now a small village. It's a 20%, 19. We're actually showing the Belgians how much we're willing to fight and what we're willing to do. Eight, 7, 'We're going to move up more artillery. There we go. It's just a matter of time before this now falls. We officially have destroyed and obliterated the city of Namur from the border. Strangely enough, the railroad line survived. Yeah, industrial goods shortage, no big deal. So that's obviously going to make us look bad on the world stage. France still not happy with us. Britain's still meh. Russia is really nervous. The United States getting a little bit better. I guess they're liking our take no prisoners approach. We're going to move up just beyond this border here, or beyond the river. And then we're going to fortify our side of the, we're going to fortify the river. Just move those ones up there. And the border will be pretty much fortified. That's definitely not what I wanted. And we're going to speed that up a little bit. Will we deploy our troops and our artillery? Pretty much we just want to hold this from now on, because I'm actually pretty happy with this. I mean, I was pretty happy with anything beyond, like, to the river. Oh, Italy has officially surrendered. We are, wow, that's Britain. That's all Britain. So now the only war, well, no, England is still fighting what? 2 wars? Iran, Irina, Libya, and Somalia. Alright, so they're still fighting down here. Who is fighting? Oh, that's right, the Ottomans surrendered. Okay. So pretty much all the major wars are over. Interesting. So if all the major wars are over, the British are flying aircraft up there. It's good to know. It looks like in the next episode we will have officially our treaties. Once our war with the Belgian Congo is over, which might actually take a long time. I mean, obviously, we will have to deal with occupation and things like that. But to be honest with you, I think it's about time that as Germany, we dictate to the rest of the world what countries will be released as per our discretion. Now that all the major wars are over, I think it's about time we created the Hamburg Conference. There we go. We're going to call it the Hamburg Conference. And in the Hamburg Conference, we're going to discuss with all the major nations just what's going to happen. And in the next episode, I'm going to show you guys a little behind the scenes and show you the breaking up of all the different nations around the world. We're going to go by, obviously, the loyalty map and break up and release a lot of nations. A lot of countries are going to be hurt by this. Russia is really going to be hurt by this. England is really going to be hurt by this, and so is France. We're basically going to totally bone our colonial friends and discuss with them such things as buffer states that we want, specifically between us and Russia. We want some buffer states. So we're going to negotiate with them the release of Moldova, the Ukraine, Poland, Belarus, Latvia, Lithuania, and Estonia. That they're going to release. We are not going to release any of those nations. They're also going to release their hold on Romanian territory. Montenegro is going to release the countries it has hold over. England is going to release all European nations that it has hold over. It is also... Oh, that it actually has parts of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. We'll have to try to figure out if we're still at war with them or not. Also, certain nations around the world are also going to be released, such as countries that didn't exist before, obviously. We'll have to see how that all fits. I think, yeah, the Dutch are going to declare that they're going to be releasing a couple territories, or the Russians. Overall, we're going to have a lot of new nations around the world. Part of our negotiation with us here in Canada, or with us, is that we've already declared that certain nations, such as Canada as well, will have to abide by these rules as well, as a puppet state of England. Therefore, they'll have to abide by these rules. So what we're going to do is probably negotiate a release of both Quebec and Newfoundland and Labrador to their own independent nations, which will be really hard on Canada, obviously. With the United States, the releasing of Panama Canal. I don't think they do hold Puerto Rico at the moment. The nations that they hold will be released, a lot of them as well. Yeah, overall, there'll be a massive anti-imperialism movement pushed forth by the German Empire. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next episode. Bye-bye.